Greetings, we have another Madonna album to discover and quite frankly, one of her most controversial projects. American Life is released in 2003, sparking the return after music, which was the start of the 2000s, gaining its experimental electronic folk and glitchy glam onto the album. At that time, several factors gained Madonna a negative reception, from the marketing to the infamous single, plus the music itself. The album was on the edge of the bridge. It has a political proposal as a theme which raised some eyebrows and make war a sight to see. At any rate, we shall now begin the deep dive into this thought-provoking collection. Starting off with the lead and infamous single, American Life definitely is a hard song to listen to. We are getting to know the political atmosphere with the song alone. The singer tackles the shallowness of the Bush presidency, gathering the information of the American dream facade, how people delve into materialism and the modern life. This type of modern life, is it for free? Main reason why the title track is so hard to listen to is its production. Think of glitchy mix with a guitar and synths that blast your ears at first listen. Another component which is questionable is the vocals delivered. The chorus is separate from the verses, which entails different sounding songs in one go. But let me introduce you to the rapping part, which is of its own. It goes through my body and you know I'm satisfied. And the room is full of hotties, so I'm checking out the body. Poop this metaphysics shit is dope. 3 nannies, an assistant and a drive. I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Jew. That part in execution was yikes. The song's lyrics are not the greatest and it felt too broad and privileged. And it's also encompassing every genre, but not in a good way. What a way to introduce the album, I guess. Hollywood follows with the themes of the first single. The topic delves into the satirical and dark side of Hollywood. Again, the lyrics are one note and broad in its message. It is a bit repetitive in delivery as well. Production-wise, it is bearable than the opener. Hollywood has that feeling that hypnotizes you in a way that synths portray it. I kind of like the touch of the mysterious ambiance in this track. Her vocals are tied into the unsettling parts as well, defining the notes with modification to distort the reality and made by superficiality.
Push the button, don't push the button, trip the station, change the channel.
Hollywood is catchy of a song. It might be a little bit repetitive and mostly monotone. Still, it has some amazing parts. I'm so stupid. Words of the song is similar to the title track once again. The American dream, but blaming the ignorance to follow that illusion of a concept. Calling yourself dumb enough to fall victim to that notion. 'Cause I used to live in a tiny bubble. The production follows American Life as well. It is so glitchy and has some weird sounds going on. I'm still thinking about AJ's reaction to that jump scare part.
For a second, I thought there was something wrong with my computer.
Her vocals are mostly clear and has some layers are added to the chorus. She elongates the words to give the song some space, I guess. This one is a bizarre track, but I oddly a little admire it. Not to its extended potential, but I admired how funny it is. Love Perfusion is all about love, is as simple as that. In a world filled with rage, the love for a partner can still feel undeniably remarkable. I like the production. In this track balances both the heavy nature and the folk aspect in American Life. It is simply electronically superb. Got you under my skin. Her vocals are clear and gives the track a lot of room for delivery. A little repetitive in the chorus, but it stands out. You make me feel, you make me shine, you make me feel. Love Perfusion is definitely one of the likable songs on the album. It is groovy, mildly repetitive, but a gem of an underrated preservation. I remembered not liking it, but as I continued to listen to it, it got my vote.
Nobody knows me.
Nobody Knows Me has an interesting premise to tell. It is about rejecting the conformity and the judgment of people when not following the ideologies. She also talks about her own reinvention and how she manages to call the shots in her own life.
No one's telling you how to live your life, but it's a setup.
Production, it is very gritty and kind of an acquired taste. It is in fact so experimental, and I do happen to find some parts with quality. Her vocals are robotic and modified to the maximum, emphasizes the song well, and there are some interesting backings and ad-libs. One time I think she is a giggling baby or a cat.
I sleep much better at night. Wanna try.
This song was not my favorite, but when I saw the Reinvention Tour performance, this song became a good one. Although especially on that version. It is a pretty neat haters rock-off type of song.
Nothing fails.
We are officially getting to the good parts on this album. Nothing Fails is a great case of juxtaposition at its finest hour. She has this admiration to a person of which spiritually moved with. She's not religious, but this love is kind of sacred.
Makes me wanna pray. Pray you'll always be here.
The production took a fast car in 180 Road. The electronics are now on the background, and the more prominent guitar is sitting in the front. It gives a true ballad punch with quirky gimmicks. Her vocals are clear as day, although the strongest part is the choir that appeared in the latter half and the selling point to this gorgeous song. It is so transcendence-coded.
I'm not religious, but it makes me wanna pray. I'm not
Definitely a good departure from what we have so far. Maybe the one standout that is golden to this album. It has its ironic but beautiful composition.
Take us away.
Intervention is a song about family. Madonna discusses her worries for the future of her children, and she professes to be by their side to love them in the midst of problems.
Everything could change. Say hello to your life.
The production is quite inclined to the electro ballad, similar to Hollywood and Love Perfusion. Only this part is rather heavier than those comparisons. Together with the production, her voice is unmatched. There are some parts she uses modifications, but it worked seamlessly in the end.
Either way, my baby.
For me, Intervention is a decent song. It has a strong message and fits into the album's sphere.
But in the process,
Ecstatic Process is one of a kind. It diverts the expectation in a clear manner. Nothing screams more relatable than existential crisis. She's struggling to be herself when loving this certain person.
I'm not myself when you go quiet.
Production is stripped down all the way. No electronic beats, no synthesizers, just pure guitar and ambience. It separates itself from the up-tempo roster we have so far. Her vocals are raw in the song, no modifications involved, and emphasize the personal point it makes.
Don't know who I'm supposed to be.
This track is special in its own merit, possibly the most glorious outlier. It has that some sort of peaceful coffee shop atmosphere, if you could call it that.
I believe I'd live forever.
I think this is my least favorable song on this collection. The lyrics are dark and personal, describing Madonna's childhood and her relationships with her parents.
My mother died when I was 5, and all I did was sit and cry.
For how personal the lyrics are, it is followed by this generic American life, glitchy and playful composition. It is kind of getting in my nerves on how conflicting they are in both tone and energy. Another element is her voice, which she oddly delivers in a juvenile and mocking manner, a polarizing choice to be made, and the song became a messy one. I would say this is one of my disliked songs from Madonna. The execution is haunting if you think about it, reliving depressing personal matters and be delivered in a cartoonishly comical way. A James Bond retribution, Die Another Day is thematically a psychological quest of battling to escape madness, or in a physical manner, escaping from people trying to kill you. The American Life instrumentals really suit the song so well, amplified to fit not just the album but the action movie structure. Feels like you are an agent on a mission or a high-speed chase. Her vocals are heavily modified and robotic, once again fits the song, and has some catchy delivery. Apparently, this is one of her strongest songs in the roster. Consider the status and the overall composition of it. The closer to the album comes full circle. She accepts the American dream illusion and she became content with life and its hardships.
Feel the sun on my children's face.
The production is polarizing in my end. It blends orchestral and the synthesizers with glitches to transition them. Sometimes I really want this to be a full ballad.
Round and round, just
her voice is quite fine, but I do think she feels tired from all the energy going on in this album.
is to live forever.
Easy Ride is okay, not necessarily the best closer, but it concludes the album. And with that, we have finished Madonna's controversial album. I must say this is music but with politics involved. She works with mere ways and the glitchy compositions are really evident in this one. However, the sounds become more unbearable with all of the sudden strong impacts. The sounds are consistent but also an acquired taste. It is difficult to listen to it with all of the gimmicks going on with the elements, and I do not really recommend listening it to headphones because the back and forth in your left and right ear is kind of a journey. I found that the themes are there, but it was not expanded too much. It is like promoting the biggest but gave the very little. The politics is just all about the American dream, and mostly it is explored in about 4 songs. Most of the album actually is about love, family, and personal matters. And to be honest, the ballads are what saved the album. Love Profusion, Nothing Fails, Intervention, and Ecstatic Process are some of my favorite ones. The underrated songs overpower the singles, and that is not generally a good thing. This is just my opinion on how the tracks expand American Life's core. So with those concluding thoughts on the album, let us get into the personal rankings.
Find someone that I can care for. Find someone that I can. I was stupid, stupider than stupid. To my place, and I am home. Had to be a mess. Tried to be the best. We'll change us forever. But why should I care what the world thinks of me? I don't know who I am. I've had a million visions, bad and good. I'm gonna avoid the cliche. I got you under my skin. Just, but I feel such love.
Now we have the music videos. First is American Life, and I want to tackle the original uncensored version because the released one is kind of boring. This music video has something to say about the happenings of the world, a fashion show of models dressing up as soldiers with the crowd awing in blind's eye. Madonna and her troupe is preparing to invade and get a sense of the hostility and spread its awareness. The video gets dark and real once it progresses, and there are some disturbing war images with blood and casualties in the latter seconds of the video. It is a shocking visual orientation to the audience, and the political proposal is on the stand. It is a reminder that she does not hold back, similar to God Control in Madam X. Hollywood is tamer than the first music videos. It is Madonna posing in different outfits and presenting the dark side of fame. Botox, sex cells, and uncomfortable makeup sessions are the showcased scenes. It is an okay music video and congruent to its song. Beauty and glamour are painful results of the price of fame itself. Love Profusion has a simple premise. Madonna is strutting across a green screen with different backgrounds, namely which are a dire city and a floral body of water. The effects are certainly of its time. Near the end, there is a fairy colony surrounding her, which has a random magical essence to it. It is beautiful and a fine visualization. Die Another Day lives up to the James Bond theme. This is a video I find interesting in its dual premises. First, Madonna is enduring and trying to escape torture from the military authorities. Second is the battling of her light and dark side as a metaphor. All of these are action-based, and I love the concept of the overall video. From the number of sequences put out, it is a highlight to the era for sure. I guess I could say the videos are fire for American Life. There are certainly degrees to which the videos have impact. American Life and Die Another Day are on the high end of the video execution. I wish there were more spots for the other two to really sink in the message the album is trying to say. It is a set of underrated Madonna music videos and very bold for her to visualize it in her own way. If the energies of those two videos that I applauded earlier are more found in this category, it would be astonishing and the impact would be greater. First, the album cover. I am completely enamored on its monotone colors with a striking vibrant one somewhere to give emphasis. It gives a moody and foreboding presence in my end. Going with the military theme, she was inspired by the guerrilla leader Che Guevara, imaging his likeness to the theme. She is this floating head wearing a beret and enclosing the shape with her dark hair and collar of her top. The American flag is dismantled at the back, signifying the political atmosphere of this album. A pop of red is seen on her eye and gives a sort of aggression, following with the same color of graffitied typography below. I would say conceptually this album gives the theme a raise. The discourse in making military or war-based material as a source of aesthetic is not on my to-do list today, nor I am eager to glamorize or compliment a singer wearing these clothing, so I will stray away from those notions. Still, I have to talk about them because Miranda Priestly did have that speech, and military attire may inspire fashion shows since the beginning. The fits is all about camo, guns, Madonna goes dark brunette, and supports dark makeup to get the point across. Going back to her hair, I think the inspiration is from the emo scene style since it was the popular trend in that millennial date. I am pointing it out there because it makes the timeline of the album art. The whole photo shoots, they are gritty but also has some classic Madonna exaggerated poses. I find that I enjoyed more of the monochromatic editing rather than the pictures in color. Conceptually, it really is in theme with the album and its message, and when I look at her outfits, it sounds exactly like the music from that album. So with that being said, here are my top 5 fits that I liked in this era. I like the striped one to promote the album. This coffee shop kind of vibe it is getting to me could have been more She has a beret, a patterned shirt, and a guitar. It is giving poet, and the casual nature of this outfit is why I love it. I really wish more variants of this style would be present. While I do find the liking this photo shoot conflicting, it stays true to the political viewpoint of the album. I do like this all-black ensemble and enjoy a feeling of grittiness. With the dark makeup and the hairstyle, it is more of an ode to the emo scene goth culture. Despite being dated, it fits the album's stylistic choices. Hollywood has a gold mine of crazy ensembles and interesting looks in the form of differing varieties. I especially liked this pink outfit. The poofy hair and the fur color are ways to emphasize and extend the extraordinary and outlandish staple. The stilettos and the pink piece kind of reminds me of Confessions, but a bit unhinged. Conceptually, Die Another Day fits the bill of the correlation between the album. I must say the light and dark Madonna fighting with each other is a cool theme to introduce the battle of the self. It is a black and white swan moment and have different materials to showcase their respective personality. One is elegant and the other is sophisticated and dire. You can tell. The practicality is also an added bonus. Reinvention Tour has a few suits to be splendid by. The anachronistic Marie Antoinette-inspired piece has a hint of both the bourgeoisie and the rebel. Her hair tied up and the detailed shimmering corset is a resemblance to that historical pieces. But the modern part are found in the arms and below. It is experimental and a dish to societal norms of how to dress. The Ideal Woman. My overall thoughts on this record are as follows. The main attentive point on this album is its seemingly political theme, though the opinions and execution were a bit shallow to translate in this album. There are two distinctive parts, the dance electronic and folktronica, with the latter half gaining more reputation than the others, which if you like ballads, then you might find it interesting. One element is its production, which feels uncomfortable, gritty, and uneasy to listen to, especially with headphones. The impact sounds really mattered to this album. Her vocals are somewhat a hit or miss. The ballads are mostly showcasing it, while the majority is the robotic, stuttering, glitchy, and modified delivery. The style is controversial to have Madonna in military wear, and the imagery of weapons and war did add to the grittiness. Conceptually, it is on theme, but on surface, it is divisive to the general public. I'm sorry, but I have to compare two albums once again after my Hard Candy era review. Make sure to go check that on the info card above. Music and American Life have the same producer, yet I am more inclined to listening to music rather than this record. With music, it gives you variety and those glitchy production, but they sound cooler. You can dance with the club music and listen calmly to the ballads. American Life is like music on steroids, courtesy by a comment that I just read, which I cannot find. Unfortunately, the ballads overpowered the main course, and making a dance record with politics engraved might not end well. The sounds are harsh and gritty. Thematically, it is intentional, but with the rest of the elements, it is not listenable to the main audience. Those are my concluding thoughts, and what do you think about this album? Do you like it, love it, hate it, or somewhat divisive about it? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to leave suggestions on what I should review next. Anyways, thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Have a pleasant day.